turned around and didn't come back for days because he thought Keith has a real one in the garden. So that's how it happened. And on the website, I have now got Save the Rhino because I thought I'd put it to some use. You know, it just had that cat looking out the little TV on my website for years. And I thought, yeah, well, you know, this year we're going to save the rhino. Next year we'll save something else. Just put it to use and not let it lay there. So that's why it's there.
It's wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Derek Vanderwyck, Niagara Life. Considering each of you has done an incredible amount of session work and producing, and considering that any one of you could be doing any number of other projects right now, what keeps each of you coming back to the All-Star Band, or in Steve Lukather's case, joining it?
I actually begged to be in this band. I'm not kidding.
Did you?
I bothered Dave hard until he could get to
He did
Ringo
some
together.
horrible things to get into the
I'm
band.
actually really dear friends with Richard and Greg. We've known each other for 30-some-odd years. And I've also known all these guys. I met Todd. And I'm a big fan, obviously, and I'm honored to be here. That's how I'm here. Ringo was kind enough to hire me.
The other point is that when I was about 16, I saw the Beatles on Hard Day's Night and various things. I went, wouldn't that be a cool idea if I did something like that? So I told them earlier, without the Beatles doing that, I may never have done that and ended up an architect. And I'd rather do this. And I reiterate what Todd said. This band is like on the same page in a human level. And it's very cool. Very cool to be here. Who turned it down?
Yeah, right.
I mean, really.
My dance card's full. I don't think I can make it. 1964.
I actually blew off my old band to do this tour. They were mad at me.
Anyone who saw the Ed Sullivan Show in the States, or the first time they saw the Beatles, I don't know, I'm a little bit before your time. Anyone who saw that February night and can say that did not change their lives was unconscious or wasn't born. It changed my life, and this is a dream I get to have. As Ringo said, he's living the dream. I live the dream every time I hear it. When the phone rings and I speak to him, it's the dream.
You know, the source of everything that all of us do up here really started with Ringo and the Beatles. Seriously, as musicians, I mean, I don't think you could come into this career without being influenced somehow in a huge way. So all of us are really thankful that we, in a way, got our starts, you know, by listening to Beatles records and sort of wanting to be like them.
And I can't tell you what an honor and privilege and joy it is to look over to my right every night, and there's my favorite drummer and good friend Ringo up there. It is just the greatest thrill in the world, and to be out with Ringo and the All-Stars again.
I think sometimes people forget what music was like before the Beatles. It was some pretty boy in front of a bunch of faceless backup musicians. And when the Beatles came out, we suddenly realized, find a couple of your friends in the neighborhood, form a band, have some fun, and then some of us will succeed and become real musicians eventually. It was before that, you know, you had to have like a good hairdo and, you know, a little bit of a voice, and you could make it in the music business. And I remember the first Beatles album, you know, how proud they were to state that they played all the instruments. You know, they wrote all the songs together. They were self-contained unit, and that opened up just a whole world that didn't exist before.
Right. Okay.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Well, thank you. I hope we answered your question.
Ringo Scott Urquhart from CHDH News in Hamilton. I know you haven't been a big fan of the royal family over the years, but
I love the royal family. I love the Queen.
Hey, well,
And Kate is adorable.
A guy you know just played a couple of songs for the Queen a week or so ago on her Diamond Jubilee. And I wonder, what would your message to the Queen be on her Diamond Jubilee?
Have a good time, baby.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hi, Ray Paul, Permanent Press and the National Beatles Examiner.
Okay.
I have it's time for your exam.
I'm not a doctor.
I have a comment and a question for Todd.
Good.
92 tour was one of the best ever, and Ringo, I hope you'll do some songs from Time Takes Time, eventually put some back into the tours. That was a fantastic album, very overlooked. Todd, I met with Paul Fishkin, who founded Bearsville Records in L.A., and I wonder if you could confirm the story he told me, that the Leroy in We Gotta Get You a Woman was named for him.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Have a great show.
Thank you. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy Richards, Pie
Randy.
Magazine, Rock 95 Radio, Central Ontario. Great to be here with you, and I have a couple of questions about 2012, Ringo 2012, and also about the Lotus Foundation, Ringo.
Yeah.
I was reading that initially you were considering naming the album 2012, and I was wondering if you were intrigued with the Mayan calendar's prediction of December 21st of this year.
It was a thought. It was a thought. I was going to put that big stone, you know, with the hieroglyphs on that said the world's going to end in the O of Ringo. Right. And then I thought, no, because you know what? Every time you do an interview, that's all they'll talk about. So I just call it Ringo now. Made life a lot easier.
Well, and I know you're very excited about having your art exhibit on tour with you.
I am. I mean, that
Congratulations
started in '05 with Neil Glazer, and he saw a picture I'd done. It's all computer, iPod or iPhone art, and it's for a good cause. It's for the Lotus Foundation, which is a foundation Barbara and I started. And you know, if you read the newsletter we've just put out, it's quite a broad spectrum, but we you know, we're just doing the best we can, and it seems to sell on the tour, so it's going for a good cause. Why not?
All the best.
And it gives me a lot of joy to do it. Thank you.
Hi, Susan Caddo from Hello Canada in Toronto.
Hello, Canada.
You have a song on your new album called Wonderful,
Yeah.
inspired by your wife. And
Exactly.
obviously, long-lasting marriages are rare in the pop world. Can you tell us a little bit about why she is wonderful and how you've managed to keep your love alive for so long?
Well, actually, we're still together because she won't leave me. You know, some days I'd like to leave me, but she sticks it out. You know, I fell in love with the woman. You know, that's all I can say. I love the woman. I'm blessed she loves me. Yeah, 30-odd years. We have a couple of bad days, I'll tell you that. But, you know, you've got to get through the bad days and not make that a mountain, just the hills they are that you have to go through. Yeah, so, you know, joking aside, I'm blessed that Barbara's in my life, and I feel that today, and I felt that in 1980. So I think that's how it, as far as I'm concerned, that's how it's lasted for me.
Thank you.
You know?
And now the last question, right here, the last question.
Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Joe Crawford from Remix TV and Joe Crawford Live. First of all, Ringo, Bill Pinkney's The Original Drifters say hello to you.
Good.
I guess they told me they were inducted the same time as the Beatles were in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But I want to know why you guys keep on coming to Niagara Falls, Canada for the only Canadian city for the tour. And quickly, gentlemen, can you tell us what you like about Niagara Falls?
Well, we love Niagara Falls, and you know, we see the falls out of our window. It puts me in my place every morning when I think, oh, I'm such a big shot. And you open the curtains, and there's Niagara Falls. It right sizes me immediately, so the day starts off good. But we're blessed that Larry, you know, likes us to come here. I love to come here, and it's been a great combination. That we rehearse here and then we do the shows here, so it's good for the band. We get to know each other. We actually can find our rooms, and you know, we're well looked after, so it's great. So that's why I keep coming back. And yeah, I thought we played a couple of other gigs in Canada one year. You don't remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? What about me? Okay, let's go down the line. He's got lots of questions. Start it, Greg.
Well, pretty much the same answer, unfortunately, for me. It's like I've never seen Niagara Falls, and they brought me to the room, and I opened up the window, and it's like right there, and it's enormous and powerful. And they said, "You want to go down and see the theater?" And I said, "No, wait a minute. Let me hang out here for a minute and watch this." Then I went down to the falls and just caught the energy of it and stood there for 20 minutes. It is so powerful. It's very cool. And I'm glad he likes coming here because now I got to see it.
Well, I'm a little bit upset. I had this brilliant idea that I was going to tightrope across Niagara Falls. And this Melinda guy screwed the whole thing up for me, man, you know. But no, in all seriousness, it's a blast. I have the same view. It's really awesome, and it's really an honor to be here in this beautiful place. Thanks.
This is the 4th time I've been to the Falls View, and Larry and the entire staff take such amazing care of us. We're looked after, and we love it here.
And Laura, don't forget
and
Laura.
Laura, yeah. No, you couldn't ask for nicer people, and the accommodations are beautiful.
Well, Luke, I think the secret can be revealed that we're all going to follow the guy across the tight wire, playing our instruments.
I'm first.
Yeah. We'll call it a tricycle.
I have to say, growing up in Detroit, Michigan, I have always loved the Canadians because there's something about the people here. No, I'd always want to go over the Ambassador Bridge to Ontario or go to Yonge Street in Toronto, and there's something about Canadian people. You guys are so incredibly friendly, eh? Yeah. Really, really friendly. And we did play Calgary.
Well, much like Greg, I had never laid eyes on the falls until I got to my hotel room. And I pride myself on being a curious person and knowing things. And I realized the extent of my ignorance when there were 2 of them instead of just one. So it was humbling for me in another way, all right?
Thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best on your tour.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you all for coming.
I think that's it.
These guys are going to start rock and roll tomorrow, and again, thank you for enjoying this as much as we do.